because I'm Donald Trump. And the jury finally came in and said, yeah, you're Donald Trump, and you're going to owe E. Jean Carroll $83 million. And so we see one idiot at a time. I've just got to say it, one idiot at a time. Do they not know that there are defamation laws in the United States of America? One idiot at a time. Whether you're talking the InfoWars guy or Rudy Giuliani or now Donald Trump. You know, they screwed around and they found out what happens when you defame people over and over again.
But the thing is that he was found liable for defamation. What we were waiting for was the outcome of how much he had to pay. And he kept doing it, kept making the cost higher and higher. Yeah. So let's find out how it works, though, moving forward. Joining us now, former litigator and Msnbc legal analyst Lisa Rubin, and founder of the conservative website The Bulwark, Charlie Sykes.
Lisa, let me ask you the question Mika has been asking me.
Well, everyone has different answers. No.
All weekend. You're a lawyer. You should know. You're a lawyer. You should know. Mika wants to know, first of all, how much money will Donald Trump have to pay to post bond and do his appeal or whatever? That's number one. But number two, she wants to know, like a lot of people, when E. Jean Carroll is actually going to get her money. So, Mika, I pass it to Lisa.
Okay, Lisa, and if you say, oh, it could take years.
She doesn't want to hear that. That's not an acceptable answer.
That's not specific enough.
Okay, so what's the word, Lisa?
So let me give you the satisfying part first. Someone is going to have to post a bond in 100% plus of the verdict here. The bigger question is who that is. Many defendants in situations like this will find a company that will post a surety for them. And then you pay, as Donald Trump did, for example, in the Fulton County case, you pay a percentage of that verdict to the person who posts the bond. In New York, the last time E. Jean Carroll won against Donald Trump, he wasn't able to secure that, and he ended up putting $5.6 million in an escrow account directly with the court. So it will be interesting to see if any surety is willing to put themselves out there for Donald Trump in exchange for 10 to 20% plus collateral. My guess is he will be harder pressed to find that person in New York than he was, for example, in Georgia when he faced that Fulton County indictment. With respect to how long it's going to take, Mika, here's the unsatisfying part of our answer. I don't know. Donald Trump certainly will take an appeal here. He is also appealing the underlying verdict from last May that found him liable for defamation and sexual assault in the first instance. But here's the good news, or the silver lining. You can't campaign a defamation verdict away. It's a civil liability, not a criminal one. And being president doesn't afford you any special rights to wipe the slate clean, as Donald Trump would like to do with respect to this case or the New York Attorney General's case, where we're waiting for Judge Arthur Engoron to deliver an opinion, and where the New York Attorney General has asked for $370 million in disgorgement, in addition to a number of other really tough penalties, Mika.
Just really quickly, can a family member put up the money? Because certainly he has family members who's received a lot of money from different places. And on the civil trial, what's the timeline on a result?
Well, let's start with the family member. Can a family member put up money? I suppose a family member could put up that money. However, with respect to his two adult sons, who are also defendants in that New York Attorney General's case, there is already a preliminary injunction in place in that case, and a monitor, former federal judge Barbara Jones, and the existing pieces of that preliminary injunction prevent the Trumps from transferring large sums of money back and forth between themselves without advance notice to the monitor and to Judge Engoron. So, yes, it's technically possible, but it's not as if they can move $83.3 million out of the Trump organization or out of one of their personal bank accounts without having to notify authorities as it is. As in terms of the timing for Judge Engoron made a promise to the parties that he would try to render a decision by January 31st. But there's nothing saying he has to do that. Indeed, he got a letter late last week from Judge Jones where over 12 pages she details ways in which the Trump Organization's financial reporting is still fundamentally flawed and places where she didn't get documentation of financial transactions where she would have expected to find it. Chief among those, she said that a $48 million loan that Donald Trump made to his own companies in respect to the Trump Chicago property, she couldn't find any documentation of that. And in essence, that loan, which Donald Trump has been talking about for years, apparently doesn't exist. So stay tuned, Mika.
Wow. What a surprise.
Wow.
Charlie Sykes, I've just got to say, with the backdrop of this trial and all the details and the judge having to explain the type of sexual assault Donald Trump committed, here we have we just passed Iowa, where the majority of evangelicals that went out in sub-zero temperatures to vote for their Christ-like figure in their eyes is a guy that, and now, I mean, let's just line it up, paid illegal hush money payments to a porn star, did so to a Playboy bunny. We had the Access Hollywood confessions where he admitted sexually abusing women, said they let you do it. We have this jury verdict. We have the judge and the jury saying what Donald Trump did is rape. And now we have an $83 million defamation payout that I don't think Donald Trump will be able to afford. He certainly won't be able to afford the $250 to $300 million fraud payments. And so you're going to this is who our evangelical brothers and sisters in our former party, this is who they're supporting.
Well, happy Monday to you, too. This is a decision that they made a few years ago, and they're all in. This all adds up, doesn't it? I mean, it all adds up. There's a cumulative weight of this. I mean, you can measure it. You know, you were walking through all of the defamation settlements and everything, you know, the price of lies. You add up all of the baggage that Donald Trump is bringing into this campaign. It is one of those extraordinary moments in American political history, but also the amount of damage that this man has done to the American culture, just leaving aside the politics, what it has done to the evangelical church, what it has done to our sense of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. We're talking about a case here, an $83 million case about defamation. But fundamentally, at the bottom, it is about the fact that the former president of the United States raped a woman, and despite that, is the leading candidate for president for the presidential nomination this year. So, you know, strap in. This is what 2024 is going to be like for the rest of us. But as Nikki Haley is pointing out to Republicans, are you paying attention to what you are about to buy into? Look, Nikki Haley has said she's going to endorse Donald Trump, even if he's criminally convicted, that she would pardon him. But she's clearly not campaigning for vice president anymore, because she is trying to say, before you buy in, at least let's notice the character, the ability of the man that you are about to put on the presidential ticket again.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that Haley has realized she has no future in a Trump Republican Party, so why not?